Let's take a second look at this infinity pencil. Hello everyone. A few months back on this channel, I reviewed these infinity pencils purchased through AliExpress, and I was less than impressed with the infinity pencil, and I'll try to put a link to that initial review in the comments. But I needed to revisit this pencil because I'm not certain I gave it the most fair review. Still not a pencil that I would choose to use for any type of long writing session, but long story short, I had ordered 3 of these pencils. I reviewed them on my channel and gave them a very enthusiastic thumbs down. And then shortly thereafter, I sent one of them to my sister. Now, why would I send a pencil that I did not like at all and thought was useless to my sister? Well, I sent my sister a care package with a bunch of pens that I knew she liked, that I found at a local store. So it wasn't just a get rid of this crappy pencil by sending it to my sister. I threw the pencil in to get her impression of it. And her impression was, unless she was just being polite, which is possible because she's very nice, her impression was that she liked it and thought it was a neat pencil. So I started thinking, what could she possibly have liked about that pencil? Because in my review, I demonstrated how poorly the pencil performed as a pencil. And I'll demonstrate here. This is the pencil I used in my review. Because you can't tell, I am writing the words infinity pencil here on the paper, and just using normal writing pressure. There you go. Not impressive as a writing tool. So I gave it a terrible review, but my sister liked it. So why did my sister like it? In my review, I also mentioned that it comes with extra points, which I thought was kind of silly since it's an infinite pencil. It should last forever, correct? But obviously that is a marketing thing. It is designed to last for a very, very long time, but not literally forever. One thing I did not do in my review, and I should have, I was operating under the assumption that the points would be interchangeable. There would be a consistency in quality among all the points. Apparently not so, because after my sister's response and review of this pencil, I decided to go through the extra points and try some others. And when I swapped out the extra point, I got a somewhat different result. So I apparently had not even tried the pencil, the actual pencil that I sent to my sister, and that one happened to have a good point on it. Good here is relative, understand. None of these, and I just realized somehow I misspelled pencil, one of my favorite words in the English language, with this crappy, you see what you make me do, you awful, awful thing. There's a difference. It still is a very light, it's like a 2 or 3H artist pencil. It's still very light, but much more pleasant, and it actually makes a mark as opposed to this, which I think isn't so much marking, it's just denting the paper. so that you can kind of read what you've written. You see what I did? I'm going to say maybe I stuck the I right on that blue line. But no, I think I just, in my haste to finish using that awful point, I just skipped the I, went right to the L and said, let's call it a day. So the bottom line is with the one of the better points that I found in the extra points bag. So I will use this as a, actually let me put the bad point on this yellow pencil. For a comparison. So coloring in some squares as if it was a Scantron. Boy, if this was a test and you were using this, that would be an automatic fail. So there's the point I originally tried in my review, and you can see why I gave it such a horrible review. Here's the good point. Which must be about what was on the pencil that I sent to my sister that I apparently didn't try. There is a noticeable difference. Still, again, not a pencil I'm going to reach for regularly to use. Let's just compare it with a standard number 2 Ticonderoga. That's about as standard a number 2 as you can get. Let's just compare it to the graphite mark you get from a standard number 2 school pencil. Bad, terrible infinity pencil at the top. Somewhat better infinity pencil in the middle. Standard number 2 Ticonderoga here at the bottom. So there you go. For making notes in a book or Bible or some such in the margins, this may not be a bad option. This infinity pencil, you can bring it along with you if you're traveling. It's not gonna need sharpening. It should last you quote unquote forever. But if you like a dark graphite line, this is going to be unsatisfactory to you still. But I realize now that my initial review was harsh, and I retract it and say, this isn't an avoid at all costs pencil. It is a, if it's your thing, go ahead kind of pencil. It costs next to nothing when you buy them. Just as an aside, I mentioned before on the first review that they clearly have stolen the body from a Lamy fountain pen. And they probably just used the same molds and used some cheap ABS plastic and used the same molds. For some reason, it's in that body. So you have these weird, useless little features like this slit that shows there's an eraser inside. And I still haven't figured out why there's this weird long floppy eraser inside the pencil. I don't know how you're supposed to use that. You just pull it out and rub. I don't really know, but still an odd little pencil, but not as useless as I first insinuated. So I take that back. If writing lightly is something you might find useful in certain situations, like making notations in a book, sure, this will work fine. And has the added benefit of not needing to be sharpened, and presumably the point's not going to break or anything like that. There you go. Second look at the infinity or infinite pencil. I've seen it listed a few different ways. If it's your thing, go find one. If you prefer a line that you can actually see in low light conditions, maybe stick with a Woodcase number 2 pencil. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you here again next time.